World Championship. Live on talkSPORT 2.
10 o'clock Sunday night, and we still have one match to play tonight here at the PDC World Darts Championship. But we're still reeling from the two shocks we've just seen in a row. Gary Anderson just dumped out of the championships. The two-time former winner of this tournament by Jeffrey de Graaf of Sweden, 3-0. And it was the same scoreline as Ross Smith, the former European champion, exited at the hands of the Asian qualifier from the Philippines, Paulo Nebreda. And I caught up with Paulo after his win to get his reaction to making round 3 for the first time ever.
It feels great. I'm happy. Spending Christmas in London, this is my first time, and I dedicate this game first to my family, to my countrymen, Philippines, and also to Sandro, Eric Sassi.
Sure, no, absolutely. We wish him well. Obviously, we wish him well. We hope he's okay.
Thanks.
It must be, I don't know, early morning in the Philippines right now.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, they've all had an early start watching you get through to the third round for the first time ever. It was your first time ever in the second round here, and here you are. I mean, talk us through the game and how it went for you, how you went about beating Ross.
I'm just, I stay focused, still on my ground. It's like I stay focused. It's like, to just think positive. That's the key for me.
So there's Paulo Nebreda, 3-0 winner against Ross Smith. So that means we've got a Paulo Nebreda, Jeffrey de Graaf third round encounter.
Yeah, it's been a remarkable tournament, but tonight's the icing on the cake. The favourites, and they're big favourites, an 8-11, a 10-1 on, an 8-1 on. None of them won a set.
It's quite incredible. Ian Danter and Chris Mace, the Ace Mason, with you.
The atmosphere out there, Dance, is just a hush.
Yeah.
Everyone's still in shock.
Yeah, they're still coming to terms with what's gone on out there. You can also check us out on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. We're here in the commentary box side stage. We have a perfect view of what goes on the stage in front of us. And next up it will be dancing Dimitri van den Bergh, the Dream Maker. And he will not want to make it 3 shocks in a row as he takes on the Irishman Dylan Slevin, who knocked out his compatriot Willie O'Connor only a couple of nights ago.
Well, the theme, it'll be Dylan Slevin winning 3-0, won't it?
Yeah.
The outsider. Simple as that.
That's what we've had so far tonight. Callan Rydz knocked out a seed as well. We shouldn't forget Martin Schindler leaving these championships as one of the top 32 players here at these championships. And Callan Rydz beat him by 3-0 as well, maintaining his good form from the first round. So there's all sorts going on here at the moment. We will reflect upon it all, myself, Chris Mason, Paul Nicholson and Mark Wilson, in our Aces and Arrows podcast, which we are recording first thing in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah, we've already did one pretty much, well, it was the day after the championship started. And
that's right.
I think we all felt that Gary Anderson was going to at least make the semi-final, and he's gone.
So there's going to be a big old humble pie in the centre of the table around which we sit for us to take a scrap each and munch away. But yeah, myself and Mark and Paul and Chris will be recording that tomorrow morning. That should be with you on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel by the close of play tomorrow, all being well, so you can check out our thoughts on the tournament so far and indeed what's to come, because there are 8 more second round ties to conclude round 2 tomorrow. Just to remind you what's coming up tomorrow, we've still got one match to play tonight, Dimitri van den Bergh against Dylan Slevin. But tomorrow we're here again from 12:30. Make sure you join us on talkSPORT 2. This could be quite a slow game. First up, Krzysztof Ratajski, the Polish Eagle, against Alexis Toilo, who beat Richard Veenstra at a glacial pace on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I might be late coming into work tomorrow.
And then Andrew Gilding, Goldfinger, who himself is a very steady player, will take on Smash Martin Lutman. Josh Rock of Northern Ireland, not seen him yet. A few are tipping him to go deep in the tournament. Will take on Rhys Griffin of Wales.
Who's had a good win already, hasn't he?
He has. He made it through to round 2. And then the ferret, Johnny Clayton, will take on the man from Dungannon, Mickey Mansell, in the final match of the afternoon session. And then in the evening, this is going to be a very interesting one to call to start. Jan van Veen, the young Dutch upstart of whom great things are expected going forward in the world of darts, will take on Pikachu, Ricardo Pietreczko.
Yeah, good game that.
Daryl Gurney Super Chin is up second in the evening tomorrow against Florian Hempel, who was here tonight cheering on Martin Schindler, but it didn't really do the wall any good. Schindler's gone home. And then an all-English quartet to round things off. Dave Chisnell, out of form, desperate to recapture some of that old...
Yeah, carrying a bit of an injury as well, isn't he, with his back?
Back, which Gary Anderson, who's just left the stage, can tell him all about. Rapid Ricky Evans is Dave's opponent. That should be fairly rat-a-tat. And Rob Cross, the 2018 world champion, the first world champion we brought you for darts on the radio, will take on his practice partner and near neighbour, Scott Williams, to finish off round 2.
Yeah, that's interesting because Josh Rock is also in that stable of players that includes Rob Cross and Scott Williams, so it'll be an interesting day for Rab Bain tomorrow.
So that's to come tomorrow. We'll be on air from 12:30 here on talkSPORT 2 with all 4 matches, and then the evening session, as always in these early stages of the tournament, starts at 7 p.m. and we'll be here to bring you every single dart. And then all the darts between Christmas and New Year will be back on the Friday after Christmas, the 27th, with sessions in the afternoon, in the evening, the Saturday and the Sunday and the Monday. Next thing you know, it'll be New Year's Eve and we take the night off, and then the quarterfinals, the semi-finals and the final between January the 1st and the 3rd. So we are waiting for Dimitri van den Bergh and Dylan Slevin to take to the stage. Now, Dylan Slevin is the young left-handed Irishman. I mentioned him beating Willie O'Connor, but I wonder, given that Dimitri can have his moments up on stage where he gets a little irritated by things, the very serrated points on Dylan Slevin's darts will make a bit of a state of that board up there, Chris. It didn't take long for the board he played on against Willie O'Connor to get pot-marked.
Yeah, and it's a brand new board for every match, and yes, his particular points, which I think he discussed in his press conference, because there is now a ruling that if they're deemed to be too aggressive and damage the board, obviously it's not a good look for the board sponsors in Winmore. I mean, it is well, it's the best board out there. It's the only ones I personally would do use in the pub. They are hard wearing, but if you're using points that are literally serrated, what they'll just pull the fibres out of the board, and it just looks terrible. And I understand why the players started to use them with the old boards, because they became very hard and they almost wouldn't. Well, the point would go in, but you get a lot of dropouts because they were just too hard. So the players started introducing these aggressively gripped points to keep the darts in the board.
The best known of those was Simon Whitlock, the Wizard, who is not here for these World Championships and has slipped down the world rankings. I don't know what next for the Wizard, but what next for Dimitri van den Bergh, the Belgian who's the world number 11, back-to-back world youth champion, but in terms of the PDC World Championship, he managed the semi-finals 2 years ago. Where is Dimitri at in his game right now, do you think, Chris Mason? Is he anywhere near the levels that got in the world match play?
No, doesn't appear to be. He's very stop-start at the moment. He's good one game and then completely goes missing in another, so I'm not sure.
What about winning the UK Open
this
year?
But that was... It's one of those, it's a bit like when Peter Wright came from nowhere to win the Europeans the year before. You know, you can prepare and get yourself ready for tournaments, but you don't know when you're going to get a dip in form, and I don't personally think it's a dip in form, very much like Peter Wright. You know, his game's just fallen apart, and Dimitri's as the same, I'm afraid. But listen, he's super talented and he can turn it around.
In case you're not aware, the UK Open's like the FA Cup of darts. Random draws in every round. You can get absolutely anybody who's left in the hat. And Dimitri got through to win that, and he'd actually got to the semi-finals of the Masters earlier in the year, which is now a ranking tournament, isn't it? It's actually gets you ranking points these days, which is
so
the case, the Masters.
They made it a 32-player field. It'd be the top 24 in the world, and there's a big qualifier the night before, very much how we used to do it years ago. And it's basically the return of the Windmile World Masters. So it's
Oceans, Slevin. I'm sure that's made itself quite clear to you. But now the strains of Pharrell Williams mean that we're about to see the Dreammaker shuffle his way onto the stage and throw a few shapes for us. Dimitri van den Bergh just signing a few autographs on those cards that people are holding up at the end of the walkway. Very serious and focused man, Dimitri van den Bergh. Can be a bit of a notable quotable when he talks to us after matches. He can come out with some very interesting stuff.
Yeah, he could be a little out there.
He actually lived with Peter Wright in lockdown. He shacked up with snakebite when the pandemic hit, so he was still in this country.
And then didn't he live with Damon Heta for a while in Leicester?
Yes, but I think he's moved. I think he might have moved back to Belgium.
He has, yeah.
But yeah, he made the UK his base for a good while whilst he was moving his way up the rankings. In fairness to him, he made the most of that move over here.
It served him well, and listen, Belgium's not too far away anyway, so if he didn't need to nip home for any reason, it's only a little ferry and a short drive.
Well, he's doing his little steps and twirls, and goodness knows what, keeping up with the PDC dancers behind him, who are going through their own routine.
Well, he's certainly revved up for it, isn't he? He's rather animated on the stage, and a lot of aggression and focus by the looks of things.
Well, he got into the top 64 of the Order of Merit nearly 9 years ago now, and then he hit a 9-dart leg at the Grand Slam in 2018 against Bunty, and that was where we really started to take notice of him. And then he won the match play behind closed doors when it was held in Milton Keynes that year, when Blackpool was just not a viable option, and so the Marshall Arena was used instead. And the nice touch was that when the match play came back to Winter Gardens in 2021 and we had full crowds, Van den Bergh was allowed to lift the trophy before we even had a dart thrown on night one.
It was a lovely moment, wasn't it? Great for him to celebrate that victory with a capacity crowd.
And that was his match play debut as well. Yeah. Back in 2020 when he beat Ando in the final. So he's won 9 senior PDC titles. He's a tough nut to crack, but Dylan Slevin showed more than enough in his match against Willie O'Connor that this stage, this Ali Pali stage, is not going to faze him. Comes from Boris O'Kane in County Tipperary in Ireland. Spoke to him after his win against Willie O'Connor. He was a very measured young man, 22 years of age. Only had his tour card since the start of 2023, so here he is.
Yes, I can remember him 2022, the back end. He made his debut down at the Super Series, and we were all seriously impressed with him and thought we may have him around for a while, but secured his tour card privileges, and that was that. And he's done okay, hasn't he? His next thing will be to try and qualify for the match play, and then the Grand Prix, which used to be great for the Irish players back in the day because it used to be held in Dublin.
Well, he's
just outside.
Yeah, he's currently 67 in the world rankings, Dylan Slevin. Dimitri seeded 11 of these championships, getting us underway. He's got the darts in sets 1-3 and the potentially deciding set of 5, Dimitri van den Bergh.
Yeah, it's not been a good start either. 40 and 43 for Dimitri. Slevin not really taking a massive advantage. Here he comes back in the trebles. Very nearly a first max.
Wearing his regulation red, yellow, black and sort of off grey dart shirt representing his home country of Belgium, Van den Bergh. Slevin with hints of green, emerald green in his dart shirt, a lot more grey than green.
Well, I have one in the pub signed by Dimitri amongst many other players' shirts, and it's got a rather rude word on the front of it that
only
he learned
to
from Charlotte. It's in
Oh,
Welsh.
right. I see. That doesn't surprise me. Dimitri trying to come down from 218, and he will be on a finish when he returns. Good 140 cut. Bevins is the voice you can hear as your referee for this second round encounter. Slevin's going to get down to a finish as well.
It goes for the max.
140.
He's on 213. Treble 19 was the shot to leave 36, but I think he just wanted the effect of hitting the 180, and the crowd's response may have flustered Dimitri, but he's hit the treble 18 and he's nailed the double 12. 17 dart hold.
So Van den Bergh off and running after what was a fairly slow start for him. It picked up. Slevin off to a pretty rapid start with the darts that he has in leg 2. 140 to kick things off for Slevin. Van den Bergh looking for a maximum. Oh, he comes downstairs to treble 19. Doesn't pick it off, but he wasn't far off of 177.
He's playing okay, isn't he?
Very much playing okay as things stand. So
it's all about the start for Dimitri. If he seems to start well, he'll play well. If he struggles early, he tends to struggle throughout the match.
I think you're right, though. I think the crowd here are still processing what's been happening with the exits of certainly Ross Smith and most definitely the exit of Gary Anderson.
Well, that's
so many people have had on their accas for this tournament. There's no getting away from it.
Yeah, that's the biggest shock so far. I thought the Ross Smith one was massive. I mean, in terms of odds upsets, the Ross Smith one was bigger, but I think I'm like you. I think the bookies have had it off today.
Oh, not many. Goodness me. Slevin gets down to a finish of 96, but Van den Bergh's also on a finish to break the throw, but this is a really hefty one of 160, and it won't go with that single 20 he started the visit with. So a chance here to level it up for Slevin. Treble 20 leaves double 18. He's hit the first part of that and the second. Two very efficient two-dart kills seen from our two players here. And remember, Dylan Slevin was one of the last players to qualify for these championships. One on the day that the draw was made to get through. Martin Dracht was the player he got past in the end to make it here. 121. He's not disgraced himself at all the way he's gone about his business, Dylan Slevin.
No, it's a great start from both.
Averaging 90 for the year and a 42% win rate, and it's only his second year holding a tour card. I think his first year might have been marginally better than his second in terms of results gained, but having lost in round 1 last year, Slevin, Florian Hempel did for him in the end. Now he's up against somebody else from continental Europe in Dimitri Van den Bergh. 251 plays 280, but Slevin's got a chance to break the throw here if he gets down, and the 140 gives him every chance, Mace. 140 for the leg, and Dimitri back on 251. They both throw 9.
Yeah, and it's on the Dimitri throw, so a genuine break chance. Although that's a 2-3 treble 19s to leave 80.
So 140 for Slevin with Van den Bergh back on 80. The 140 won't go. Single 20, 120 left. 60 left, he's just going to lay it up for top, surely. Indeed he is. But will he be back for it? Bergh could go tops, could go treble 20, double 10. Let's see where he goes. Treble 1 is hit, 77 left. Went for treble 15 and hit single. So the chance is there for Slevin to break. Only wants tops to bring us to a 2-1 situation. He's way over the top of tops with his first dart. Too far underneath for the second. And he's inside double 10 as well, and he's angry with himself.
Yeah, real wasted opportunity to apply some pressure on Dimitri.
So, slow and steady up to the oche. 15 for double 16 is the target. Just on the wire, 1 dart left for Bergh. It's a good dart. And just a little come on from the dream maker as he holds through. 2-1 up in the first set. It's a race to 3 sets to go through to the next round. Slevin starts with just 60 with that visit.
Yeah, I think he still has what happened in the previous leg in his mind. 3 missed darts at a double to break.
Winner of this game will play Callan Rids, who won 3-0 earlier this evening against Martin Schindler. 41 from Slevin. His game's gone a little bit here on his own throw, so a chance for Dimitri, although his first visit wasn't great.
Yeah, only 43.
To try and get at least half a dart in front here.
Well, he can wrap this set up in this leg. 6 poor darts, only 101 scored from Slevin in his opening 6, and only a 60 from Dimitri. He sort of smiles, but it's, well, a wry smile, isn't it?
Again, trebleless visit.
Both having a bit of a wobble.
They are. So they're trying to find form in these crucial moments at the end of this first set. 2-1 in legs to Dimitri Bergh, who looks for treble 19 and picks off treble 3 just to hammer that point home about their current inaccuracies on the board. Slevin still can't find a treble 20. Another 60 visit. Just rubs his beard,
12 darts without a treble.
Wow. This could get a bit attritional, this.
Yeah, 9 darts without a treble for Dimitri. Now he gets one, a treble 19. 96 takes him down to 254. Slevin 280, set 1. Dimitri leads 2 legs to 1.
140, and you can hopefully hear, as you did in the first round match against O'Connor, just how hard those darts are launched at the board by Dylan Slevin.
They make a real thud, don't they?
A bit more of a lob from Bergh, but still with a fair bit of pace, but Slevin really careers them into the board. 80 scored, he wants 140, thought he'd hit another treble 20 to leave himself with a finish, but instead he leaves himself on tops, and he'll come back for it because Bergh has only just broken 200.
Yeah, tidied up nicely there. Still trebleless in this turn, 64 in the end, to leave 130 just in case.
Tops for Slevin, pinned with 1 dart, and we're going to a decider in this first set on talkSPORT 2. Dimitri will have the throw. Don't forget, once we're done with this final match of the night, we will take you to the NFL. We will bring you coverage of NFL fixtures throughout the night. It's the 49ers in action tonight, who I think cannot now make the playoffs because of earlier results today. But they are in action at the Miami Dolphins, and we'll pick up coverage of that game once we're done here at Alexandra Palace for you.
Do you like a bit of NFL dance, or are you not a fan?
No, it's Paul Nicholson's thing, not mine.
It's a bit too long-winded for me.
I went to one of the Wembley games in 2013, mainly because Gene Simmons of Kiss was there singing the national anthem before the game, and they sent me there to report on it, and I found out what happens during all the commercial breaks. Nothing. But look,
Ali Pali Wasp is back.
Oh yes, and it's attacking Dylan Slevin at the moment. He's just patted it away. That Wasp, every year it puts in an appearance. It went for the red and yellow and black of Dimitri first, and then came after Slevin. Well, it's not put Dimitri off, and he shakes his fist as he pops in his first maximum of the tournament and the first of the night in this match to get down to 161.
No reply from Slevin either, just 60, so he's down to 285. It's 2-2 in set 1. Dimitri down to 161 after that match, starting on the 19s. Back upstairs. Well, it was a dart of the ball that was a bus ride away.
But he's firm favourite for this leg. 117 plays 285. Only a ton for Slevin means he's still not on a finish. So 6 darts from 117 for Dimitri van den Bergh to take the first set here at Ali Pali.
Yeah, Slevin needed a 2 treble visit there to get down to a finish. There's no real pressure on this. He gets to 60. Tops.
Just a draw of breath and then a lovely pin of tops right in the centre of the bed. And the first ton plus checkout of the match seals the first set for Dimitri van den Bergh. In a race to 3, he's already 1 set to 0 up against the young Irishman Dylan Slevin. Second set on the way next. You're listening to coverage of the PDC World Darts Championship on talkSPORT 2 in Village Hotels. Dine out, stay, work out and play this festive season at one of 33 cracking UK locations. Back in a moment.
The World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Hit the bullseye this
Is that
Boxing
right?
Day.
Event where you were here doing this, and you just won the junior worlds, and everybody was sort of saying, now this guy's great, and even sort of Luke Humphries was saying he kind of knew you when you were 12, 13 years old, and there was a real buzz about you, but there was always that thing, well, no, there's no way a kind of kid can suddenly come through and do so well in this tournament. I mean, what a year it's been for. It's been nuts, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, this is where it all started.
Yeah.
It would have been last night where I won the World Youth back in Minehead. And then to go to the Worlds, just wanting to win a game, and then getting to the final, it's where it all started for me.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the Littler effect on darts? Because it was big anyway, but it's got even bigger.
Yeah, I think it's down to my age and what I've done in such a short space of time, and the darts world, it's definitely grew a whole lot.
Yeah. Is the pressure great? It's interesting. Troy was just talking about Richarlison, knowing him as a kid at Watford, and he's watched him go to Everton and Spurs, and that pressure ramps up on you. I mean, do you feel that? Do you feel the same way you did this time last year, or wouldn't we expect that? I mean, because there's a lot more expectation on you, isn't there?
Yeah, I can't lie, I was nervous. It was obviously my first World Championships, debut. But this year I've won a lot of titles, hit 9 darters, and now I'm coming into the competition with full of confidence in and playing better than last year.
Yeah, I just think with Richarlison, there's different types of people, and I think. Sorry to blow smoke at your ass so close. Sorry, I shouldn't say that on that TV, yeah. But you know, I just think you are in a position where you remind me of Cole Palmer. Like, he's so good that it's just, whatever. We're going to win. We're going to carry on. Do you know what I mean? That's what the vibe you give. And my son's 15, so see a 17-year-old stood next to me who's doing a lot more than my 15-year-old, and he's going to be getting it when he gets it.
Like a Van de Graaff generator. Early breakfast with Shabana Hearn. Weekday mornings from 5 on talkSPORT with Adrian Flux Van Insurance. Insurance for the individual. Search Adrian Flux Van Insurance to find out more. On DAB+, online, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker.
Exclusive coverage of the 2025 PDC Darts World Championship.
Live on talkSPORT 2.
Ali Pali, night 8 of the PDC World Darts Championships. Ian Danter and Chris Mason with you here on talkSPORT 2 and on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel that you can now subscribe to for watch-alongs and for interviews with the great and the good here at Ali Pali for these World Championships. 3-0 wins tonight for Callan Rids against Martin Schindler, Paolo Nebreda against Ross Smith, and Jeffrey de Graaf against Gary Anderson. So 3 seeds have bitten the dust tonight. The 4th seed up tonight, Dimitri van den Bergh, is the first of those seeded players to win a set. 1-0 up on Dylan Slevin of Ireland, who starts set 2 with a 140, having had a few minutes to contemplate, having had half a squeak of a chance in that set but not taken it.
Yeah, leg 3 of the set, missed 3 to clear darts at a double, and that would have been to break throw. He followed that up with a hold, so could well have won the set. 3 legs to 1. As it is, he's a set down, and well, favourites won a set. Incredible.
Well, his average is a good 7 points ahead of Dimitri van den Bergh at this point, but Dimitri's hit 3 out of 4 attempts at double.
Finishing tonight, and especially in the last couple of games, has been outstanding.
Well, Nabrida's 80-odd% has only been matched by
Nico, I think.
Nico, Mark Webster, and one other whose name escapes me at these championships. Slevin's down on 140, but that's a great maximum at a perfect time for Dimitri van den Bergh to get down to 96 to break the throw, or try and break the throw at the start of this second set.
The first shake of the head from Dylan Slevin, which is always a bit of a worry. He gets quite emotionally invested in matches, and that's something that he's got to try and negate going forward. 8-8 for a 96 out for Dimitri.
Why is it on the outside? So close, and he just shut his eyes slowly as the dart drifted away. 80 left for Slevin. Is he going to go top stops or stay on the treble 20? Went for top stops and only hit a single.
Just missing the tops. Eventually does leave tops. Is it too little? Too late. This is a break of throw opportunity for Dimitri in the opening leg of set 2. Leads by a set to love. Pins it, 13 darter.
So, an early break to give a bit of breathing space for Dimitri van den Bergh after the seeded players have had.
Well, that would have put him on notice, I can assure you. He would have been looking at that thinking, listen, I'm not making it 4 out of 4, I'm getting a win up there.
So work to do for the man from Tipperary. 140 is decent.
Is it plenty of 140s? Not found a match yet.
He's almost double the amount of 140s that Dimitri's got. 7 to 4 in that particular column. Dimitri is always one for little signs of self-motivation at times, little come-ons, little peps that he gives himself.
Yeah, just keeps himself sharp, doesn't he? Stops himself from maybe losing focus and concentration. Treble 20 is not followed, but he does pick off a beautiful treble 18, 1-3-4, down to 2-10, leads by a leg and a set to 0. Slevin from 301 can only find 60.
He was so close to a 9-darter in the first match of the night. Martin Schindler just wired double 12 on the inside. Somehow went on to lose that leg that he had the 9-darter in, and that contributed to that 3-0 defeat to Callum Ridge, who faces the winner of this match when we come back after Christmas. 140 for Slevin again. It's 76 for van den Bergh to hammer home that break and hold throw for 2-0.
Double 18 to hold.
40. And again, he just shuts his eyes slowly as the dart drifts outside the line of the outer ring. 101 for Slevin, 81 left. Came down for treble 19 and missed, and then missed treble 10 on the inside.
He's a throw behind, isn't he? He was a ton in leg 1, 101 in leg 2.
So back for 218's Dimitri van den Bergh, and he's inside, so across to the opposite side of the board, and double 9 at about 10 o'clock. And he misses with the 2 darts he had, and he just curses at himself. Could be in English, could be in Belgian, but he's not happy either way. While Slevin wants tops and rescues that leg, breaks back and holds his arms out as if to say, I don't know how I just did that, but I'm level at 1 apiece in set 2.
Yeah, nice clean finish. Yeah, it's almost saying, look, I can hit a double. Well, Not had that many goes at a double.
Could this be his maximum? It is, first max, mate. You were saying you've been hitting 140s. He's doubled Dimitri's total there. Now he's got his first maximum of the night to start leg 3.
Yeah, he had 4 against Willie O'Connor. That's his first of this match. I'll give him even more belief.
I did pop out to see the talkSPORT Drive team earlier, who had their own table this evening, one of the boring tables. You can find out just how affected Andy Goldstein is by his night out drinking tomorrow afternoon from 4 on talkSPORT when he's back with Darren Bent. The fact that Man United got gubbed at home by Bournemouth won't have helped his mood. Now a maximum for Dimitri.
And that's his 3rd of the match. Back comes Slevin. Ooh, dirty deflection, just forcing the dart down. But he is down to 103 on throw. Dimitri back on 261. Rolls reversed in this leg.
Dirty deflection, I like that. 47. It's good enough for a band, that. Anyway, 103 Slevin. 83 left as he hits single 20. Then he hits treble 3, looking for the treble 17 next door. And then picks off treble 9, going for treble 14.
All that means is he's now left on 47 instead of a double.
But luckily for Slevin in this instance, Dimitri van den Bergh was back on 214. Less that visit that takes him down to 156. Will he get a go at it? Because Slevin wants 7 for tops. Yep, he's gone 7. Tops again. He's inside this time, double 10. And he's on the outside. So,
well, Dimitri loves this finish. He's hit this a lot. His favourite double's double 18, and of course he's... Ooh, he just misses the treble 20.
He did the click of the dart against the underside.
It would almost
of the
been
wire.
the ultimate Mystic Mason moment.
Instead, it's 2 10s again for Slevin. Gets it this time, and now he's in front in set 2, having been behind. Back-to-back legs for the Irishman. But now Dimitri has the throw in leg 4, and Dimitri had the first set, lovely dart right to the corner of the treble 10. Oh, the second dart deflects, another dirty deflection into single 1, but a pick up on treble 19 to rescue that visit.
Starting to believe here now, Slevin. Oh, very nearly another 180. I thought it was in.
So did he. Kurt Bevins put us all right. 140 scored.
Doesn't make mistakes.
It's a nice visit from Dimitri. Started on the 19th for some reason, then came up and picked off 2 treble 20s. 3 darts right above the red bit from Slevin. So van den Bergh has a 60-odd point advantage. And another 180 coming. Yes, beautifully done from the Dream Maker. Casual almost, the way those darts leave the hand and land in the board.
421.
That's the recovery from Slevin, but not enough to get that to a finish. 64 Van Gerwen. Van den Bergh. Double 8. And he's inside double 8, so he's fortunate that Slevin wasn't on a finish with that final dart. What can he do from 180?
I think Dimitri thought that was in because he clenched his fist.
Yeah.
And it was close.
Van den Bergh for 2 4s. To take us to a deciding leg. There it is, nicely done.
Well, he'd love to replicate that leg in this one because that was quality, a 13 darter.
So the pressure on Slevin here to hold and level it up in sets, and he's running for cover straight away and picks off treble 18, vital at the start of this leg, vital.
Right, what kind of pressure? Dimitri, far more experienced at this level, of course. Another casual 140. Certainly got his scoring boots on tonight.
His average is creeping up now, it's nearly 100 now, Dimitri van den Bergh. Another good cover shot from Slevin just to protect the slender advantage he's got in this deciding leg. If Dimitri follows up that 140 though, he's in the box seat. He looks for cover at treble 19 and 18, and he does exactly the same as Slevin did with his first visit.
Yeah, he's about a dart in front, isn't he? 3-11 for Slevin. There you go. And he's only hit a score that takes him down to 2.52. Dimitri then effectively stolen the darts here from 2.68, starting on the 19s. There's 6 of them. Make that 9. Timing again, Dance.
Beautiful 171 from dancing Dimitri. Slevin gets just a ton, so he's down to a finish, but Bergh will get a look at 97 for the set here.
It's just it. 3 treble 19s. Doesn't find a 4th. Oh, strays into treble 1. 22 scored, 75 left, treble 17 to leave double 12.
And he hits single 17, so he's not down to a double yet. Slevin 152 stays on the 20s. Oh, it hits small 20 underneath, so it can't go, and he hits small 18 as well.
56.
As you heard Kurt Bevin say, only 56 scored, so 18 for tops for Dimitri van den Bergh to take a 2-0 lead in a race to 3. The 18 is efficiently taken. What about tops? Good 1.5 inches above, not much of a marker, but it didn't need to be because the third dart lands in the left-hand corner of the bed. Slevin looks away in dismay, knowing that Dimitri van den Bergh is pulling clear in this race to 3 sets. The Dreammaker is 2-0 up. We will play to a conclusion next on talkSPORT 2 here at the PDC World Darts at Alexandra Palace.
The World Darts Championship live on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Hit the bullseye this Boxing Day at the best place to watch live sport.
Visit Dubai and discover a world of infinite possibilities. A place for adventurous thrills and laid-back chills.
Sets to 0 in a second round encounter, and whilst all around Alexandra Palace are singing along to Angels by Robbie Williams, doing a bit of karaoke, Dylan Slevin, probably the loneliest man inside, Alexandra Palace in the moment, staying on stage, Chris Mason, during that comfort break and just throwing and throwing and throwing and throwing.
Yeah, listen, you look at the averages, there's very little between them. 91.15 and 91.32 for Slevin, but at key moments, and this is experience, this is the knowledge of Dimitri, just finding those shots which change, well, they're game changers, and he's done that throughout this match. leads 2-0, averaged 97.66 in that set. So he's upped it by some margin from 85.13 in set 1.
And he's got the darts, Dimitri van den Bergh, at the start of the third set. So he has effective control of this second round encounter. And he's straight into the red bit, looking for a max. What a great maximum to start off this third set. 3 darts grouped together to perfection by Dimitri.
Yeah, he's got his tail up, hasn't he? Fancies the job from here, and why shouldn't he? 5-1-80s, 6-1-40s, 40% on the doubles.
So Dimitri looking for perfect darts, 4, 5 and 6. He got perfect dart number 4, but the boos around Pally will tell you he couldn't follow it up. Are we going to get a max from Slevin? We are. Just to keep the leg interesting, 2-2-1 plays 2-3-6 after 6 darts apiece.
Dimitri at the hockey, just gives him, berates himself. A 1, a bullseye, and an 18, and well, he liked that because he's really giving it the big fist pump.
Yeah, left himself on a finish though, which I guess is the crucial thing. So he's coming up now for 1-5-2, but Slevin is down to a finish of 96 if he's allowed to come back to the hockey in this leg. 2 treble 20s and double 16 the outshot, 1 treble 20 hit by Dimitri, and a second double 16 just inside for a 1-5-2 finish.
Super effort, well thrown dart.
So Slevin, treble 20 for double 18, 76 left.
Went double 18 tops.
He did, but he's only hit single 18, so what's that, 58 left? So he's gone 18 for tops. Go on, my maths is still in order. It's not as good as your maths, Mace, but it's getting there. Every year I do this, it gets a bit better. Well, I know that double 6, double 8 is 16, and that's been taken very, very swiftly by Dimitri van den Bergh. So he's 1-0 up in the third set, 2 sets to 0 up, only needing 2 more legs in this set to breeze through to round 3 and show the other seeds tonight how it should be done. As soon as I say that, he pops in a 26 with 20 and 2 treble 1s, but Slevin drifts into 1 as well and can't find a treble to cover up, so he's already hit 15 trebleless visits, getting up towards the amount he hit in the entirety of his match with William O'Connor. Dimitri's on 18 trebleless visits, so he's ahead in this match of his opponent in that column. But there's 6 19s on the cover, brilliantly done by van den Bergh. Slevin again comes up dry, looks for 20s, 19s and 18s on the treble and can't find anything but singles as he goes around the board. But Dimitri also struggling for trebles until he hits a treble 18 to take him down to 248. So he's ahead, but look at this, could be a 180 coming in from Slevin. It is, he's down to a ton to try and lever things up.
Great response this from Slevin. It was a 13 dart hold in leg 1 for Dimitri.
So van den Bergh just hovering over the treble 20 with his first 2, but down to 148, but it may be academic. Oh, 99 left. And I'm glad you can't hear what Dylan Slevin just said.
See?
Yeah. He leaves 99, which you can't take, so 57, and then a 10 to leave him down on double 16. And if van den Bergh takes out this 148, I think he's going to be swearing a bit more, Dylan Slevin, but it won't go because only single 18 is hit.
Well, does rhyme with luck, I suppose.
Well, that's a clue for you. 2 8s for Slevin, and he's got that leg, so he's levelled it up on throw.
Dimitri, though, just 2 holds to throw away from the place in round 3. Comes for cover, and again with success.
Playing well, Dimitri, solid.
Well, each set he's just got better and better. This set at the moment, he's averaging 108.
367 is what he's on, right in the middle of the treble. Plenty of room for 2 more, but he comes down for treble 19 for a 177. Good counting, down to 190 after 6 darts.
Well, he's had 5 180s, a 171 and a 177.
So he's...
he actually had he had another one somewhere as well. Oh, I've not noted.
He's racing clear in this leg. Chance for an 11 darter. Slevin trying to get from 362 and half that score. 140's a good visit, but in the context of this leg, it's nowhere near enough. Treble 20, double 15 for an 11 darter. He's gone treble 18 instead for double 18. 1 dart left, and he's over the top. And you can hear him again just berating himself for not taking that out in 12 darts.
Yeah, it was a lovely treble 18, and double 18 is his favourite double. Again, both getting a bit vocal.
Yeah, that was Slevin this time, having a go at himself. Inside double 18, Bergh, so he's going to split it. Oh, he tried to split it on single 2 and hit double 2, but hits double 7 and rescues the leg and goes 1 leg away from victory.
Even with all those missed darts at doubles, still a 15-dart hold. So either a break here or a hold in the 5th, and Dimitri is safely through.
And just a scratch of the head from Slevin as he watched Dimitri hit double 2 and then double 7 in successive darts. Oh, could be a maximum here. Oh, 3rd dart just drifts into treble 1.
He sort of floated the 3rd dart, not nearly aggressive enough. Nothing wrong with the aggression of Slevin. He's popped in 2 treble 19s on cover, down to 227. Trails 2-0 in sets and 2-1 in legs. Dimitri 378. He comes for cover. No success this time with dart 2 or 3. This is an awful leg for him.
But both players have improved their average set on set. Single 1 from Slevin, and again he scratches his head in frustration. Why is this happening to me now?
Yeah, at this time, only 41, so he's not left to finish. 174 or a 180 from Dimitri. I'm sure he's on a finish. Oh, 177. What do you like? Oh, you won't like that, because that's only hanging in. But he risked it, and he didn't get a biscuit.
204 left for Dimitri for the match. Dylan Slevin trying to come down to a 2-dart kill. 92 will take him down to 94, so treble 18 for tops he's got left. What can Dimitri do from 204?
Yeah, he's going to apply some pressure, and that is some pressure. That's a 140. He's down to 64. Dylan cannot make a mistake here, and he doesn't. Treble 18 nails tops. Beautiful 14-dart hold. So we do go to a deciding leg, and this is, well, very much game on or game over.
So Bergh up to the oche to start this deciding leg, and comes up with a trebleless visit of 57. Slevin almost licking his lips as he gets to the oche to try and respond to that, and he picks off a treble 19, but still looks frustrated as he retrieves his darts, but he's got a 40-point advantage.
Yeah, Dimitri back in the red bit, follows it. Is this a 6th max? It is. Never in doubt after that first dart. It was perfect. Back comes Slevin. He's in the red bit. Oh, another one of those dirty deflections, Dance.
But we do now have 400 180 scores in this tournament.
Already.
That's £400,000 donated by the title sponsor to Prostate Cancer UK Research.
Not even halfway through.
Yeah.
It was 950 odd last year, and they just rounded it up to a nice clean million as 123 from Slevin takes it down to 156, but it's Dimitri for the match. 124. Love to get a dart at the ball. Single 20 means treble 18. Doesn't get it a 4. This is a little wild.
100 left, but he set himself up on tops with a really nice treble 20. This has got to go, Dylan. 156. He's hit the treble 20. Another one leaves double 18. Oh, he's just above. He's just above. And then he hits the treble 20 on his last dart. Will he be back for double 8?
This will be the 3rd consecutive set that's gone to the wire. Just waiting for the players, the players just waiting for the fans to give them a bit of order. It's not going to happen, mate.
Dimitri just blows onto his fingers to dry them a little. Settles on the hockey finally for tops for the match. There it is. Only needed the one dart. And the dream maker, Dimitri van den Bergh, just needed half an hour to see off the challenge of Dylan Slevin of Ireland. Averaging 106 in that final set, Dimitri. His double percentage was sound. He scored twice as many maximums as his opponent, and he is through to face Callan Ritz in the third round, Chris Mason.
Yeah, every set going to a deciding leg. It was only 9-6 in terms of a leg score, but Dimitri winning all of the deciding leg shootout, showing his experience and how to control the situation very, very well. Yeah, 41% on doubles, very, very tidy. There was some high quality stuff in there, and it's great to see that Dimitri's finding a way back. He averaged 85.13 in set 1, 97.66 in set 2, and 106.99 in set 3 for an even 96 average. Got to fill a bit for Slevin. He played his part in that match. He averaged 95, but only got 12 pokes at a double in the entire match and hit 6.
Yeah, on another day, Slevin might have come out on the right side of that, and it ended up being 9-6 in legs to Dimitri van den Bergh, who's just about to give a television interview. We'll speak to him in due course, and you'll
with
see
our
that
friend Abby.
You will indeed, and you'll see our interview with Dimitri go up in due course sometime tomorrow, maybe even tonight. We'll have to wait and see on our talkSPORT YouTube channel for darts, where we've got watch-alongs throughout the rest of the tournament. So round 2 will complete tomorrow in time for Christmas, Mace. So we've got, of the afternoon session, what's your pick of those 4 games there? Ratajski, Toilo, Gilding Lukeman, Rock Griffin and Clayton Mansell.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Ratajski deals with his opponent in match 1. He's a little unique, but I don't think Ratajski will take the bait. I'm looking forward to Josh Rock and Rhys Griffin. The 2 young players play at a nice pace. Both like to hit a lot of 180s. That should be an interesting game.
And then tomorrow night, Kian van Veen, Ricardo Pietreczko kicks us off. Daryl Gurney, Florian Hempel, Dave Chisnell, Ricky Evans, and Rob Cross against his mate, practice partner, neighbour Scott Williams.
Yeah, that's a fascinating game. Last on, that should have everything. And listen, the way Scott Williams played in round 1, I'm just shading towards him, maybe causing another upset. Wouldn't be a massive upset. Maybe I'll have a look and see what kind of price he is tomorrow. But Van Veen versus Pietreczko, they're very much the future of our sport. Those two, they're going to be around for a long, long time. So yeah, that's a really nice matchup. And Daryl Gurney, who's been playing really, really well of late, he's got a tough game with Florian Hempel, always gives it absolutely everything. And Dave Chisnell, we just don't know what Dave's going to turn up or how the back is. So we'll have to try and get someone to have a nosy in the practice room tomorrow. And
just finally, Mace, before we hand you over to the NFL action, your reaction to what we've seen tonight with the shocks with Paolo Nebreda and Jeffrey de Graaf taking care of Ross Smith and Gary Anderson, respectively.
Yeah, it was one of those nights, wasn't it? I still can't get my head around the Gary Anderson performance. It was really below par, missed a lot of doubles, and this is a guy that's been in the form, literally the form of his life, not trying to over-exaggerate it or sell it for something that it isn't. He has been on fire this year, setting two personal best averages throughout the year. So to see him get dumped out by, it has to be said, a very, very good Jeffrey de Graaf.
Yeah, de Graaf 3-0 winner. So too Paolo Nebreda with a 91 average, good 5 or 6 points ahead of his seasonal average. And Ross Smith just was not at the races. Nor was Martin Schindler in losing to Callan Ritz. And Ritz will take on Van den Bergh, who's just won that match tonight in our last game against Dylan Slevin. So round 3 is taking shape here at the PDC World Darts. And myself, Chris Mason, Paul Nicholson, Mark Wilson will be back tomorrow afternoon from 12:30, just after midday. Another double session with the remaining second round matches to play. with all those ties that we mentioned earlier. Hope you can join us for that, either on talkSPORT 2 or via the watch-alongs on the talkSPORT YouTube darts channel. But next up on talkSPORT 2, we have live NFL for you. The second half of the Dolphins at the 49ers, or against the 49ers, should I say. Jay Lawrence will be taking you through the action next. But we're back tomorrow. Join us from 12:30 here at Ali Pali for day 9 of the PDC World Darts Championships.